Hi,
Hi,
how are you?
I'm sleepy.
Oh no. How does it feel being back home?
That's what I couldn't get up. When you're in nature, it is like you can get up very easily. It's fresh.
Yeah, yeah.
It's absolutely the breath is easy and everything. Today I just got up at 6:25,
Oh
and
no.
in fact I think I also didn't put my alarm, but there I was able to wake up without any alarm.
Yeah.
Because that was the effect of the environment.
Yes. And the
And
birds would wake you up.
yeah, and in a building, concrete walls and everything, the I had so many dreams in the morning, and it was like always.
Yeah.
So uh, and now it's more easy for me to figure out like the stark difference, like, oh, when you're in nature how it is, and when you're not in nature how it is.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely. Yeah.
So yeah, that's what it is. However, I also like. I'm not saying. So, for example, if you don't have a home in nature, I mean, if you don't have a home which is somewhere near the trees and this and that, you can't keep hiring a place and staying all the time.
True.
So you also have to make peace with where you are, and that then where you are, and apart from that, in where you are, how can you have a sustainable living, isn't it? So that's kind of important. And I think kind of this is the very first time where I left for some place outside, and it was an amazing place, and then I still chose to come back. I chose to come back that night. Fine, I got to be at home, and that's because of this um, whatever I'm doing right now, my work, and also that you know what's going to be more.
It's
There
raining
was
here, sorry. I
sound.
have the same weather what you had in Pune. Sorry, in Illinois. It's raining and there's lightning.
That's what I'm getting, that
Yeah,
sound.
I'll go on mute, sorry.
Yeah. So basically, what it may be a struggle. It may be difficult when you're living in a building and apartment, and not like in nature and not in the open. But then the obvious fact is that yeah, we don't have homes right now in nature. I mean, for whatever reasons, we don't have places, that many places like that. And so when you don't have them, then wherever you are, you have to learn how to figure out a coping mechanism, right? To to be able to sustain where you live. And it's for me, it's not about, I'm very grateful for my house always, not just now. Wherever I be, I've always been very grateful about my house and the walls and everything about the house. So for me, home is never a place where I don't want to be. Okay, I love my house, and you can, I mean, I love many places. I can go anywhere, I can stay anywhere, and I can enjoy every place. And when I come back home, it's still the same joy that, yeah, fine, this is comfort. So it's fine. Yeah, but what I'm noticing is, which I spoke of yesterday also, that my sensitivity quotient has just increased a lot. And the moment I come back into the city, the the regular, escalator everywhere. I can sense the heaviness of people, what's going on, and the, you know, how many people are upset. So all that I can sense a lot. And like a second sense, what do I do? Like, uh, it's just what it is. Like yesterday, I was walking down my building and two young children, maybe around 20, 20 to 25 maybe, were just walking around. And the words that I heard is, how can she shout on me? Her anger, sadness, and depression. It seemed like she's talking about some, maybe like either friend or mother or someone, right? So yeah, anger, sadness, depression, the words when I heard and I, I saw the posture, the body language of the person. Of course, one thing good was she had someone to talk to because they were together and they were walking and she was talking. So that is a good thing that you have friends and you can talk about it. And it's very good to have people around with whom you can talk about what's not fine in your life. But at the same time, yeah, having trees, having nature, and these things are like amazing gifts that we have all lost in trying to make everything concrete. So yeah, I mean, we have done a lot of harm to the earth in the name of development. In fact, there where I was staying in the hidden oasis, there was this. There are so many quotes which are written and put on the walls, different places. So one that I saw first when I was working was "Our life is our message." Okay, it was written, and then in one tree there was this quote which said that I'm an orphan. My parents were killed. Uh, they say it was something called development. Okay, when I read that, I was like, wow, yeah. How many trees, how many things we have killed in the name of development. When I read that, I mean, of course, it's very thoughtful of them to put these things around the whole place and the trees, and it just awakens you that what are we doing in the name of development. But if you look at it from a very not even just a tree perspective, look at the child in you. What have we done to the child in us in the name of development? You know. So yeah, and what is development? What is development? The way we are looking at development, or what is development? That was my question when I saw that board on the tree, and I didn't click a picture at that time. I didn't have my phone in my hand. I wanted to click a picture and write a blog about it. But yes, of course, it doesn't matter. The message was so strong that it really put me into. It's very thought provoking, very thought provoking. So yeah, what is development? I want each one of us to talk about it.
I can go. Development is when you're, let's say, at stage A and you think that's not good enough and you want to reach stage B. So you want to go through the process of develop to something better. That's so there could be physical development where you're trying to work on your fitness. There can be spiritual development when you're trying to grow spiritually. Personality development classes some people do. Industrial development in terms of cities is, oh, this is not enough. We have to make industries or we have to make buildings.
Hmm.
And you're trying to improve from your existing state.
Hmm. Cool. Thank you.
Moving from one place to the other place, basically. and it may not be a better place, but moving from where you are basically to some other place with some more technologies or some more add-ons in your life.
Some add-ons in your life. Yes.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Correct.
Can I say something, Vandana? So it totally depends which lens are we seeing from development. Sometimes I think destruction is also development, and not just creating something. So I mean, as I say that, for example, in the sense of if I say spirituality, or in the sense of if I say healing, destroying on my points of view is also development, because there I've developed my own true self. Destroying a clutter is also development. So sometimes eliminating something is development, sometimes adding something is development. So if I add on to a good habit, it's a development in my. So it totally depends on the situation. I cannot define what is development.
Hmm. Fair enough. Yes.
Uh, I feel it is about growth, uh, whether constructive or destructive. It's your uh, point of view what decides that. And coming from inner child to this state where we are, I feel it's a lot of maturity. I mean, losing the innocence in that development where we reach today. It's losing the basics. I mean, I'm talking of my inner self, uh, losing the essence. So we call it development, but a growth. But I don't think we've missed on something. We've lost something.
Hmm.
Good morning, Deep. For me, evolving is like, development is like evolving or changing to something different and greater for ourselves.
Hmm. Any example?
Right now, I'm not getting any example, but I think always development is something better and greater.
Hmm. Perfect. Okay. So there is internal development and there's external development. Okay. And there is collective development. The world thinks science is development, the technologies, and from having landline phones, we've come to mobile phones, and we have air conditioners or fans, which we didn't have earlier. We have better cement, this and that, and so all that is development. Schools, schools before and schools now, greater technology when it comes to music, composing music. Everywhere we have seen progress and development. So that is external. And we all use that development to our advantage, mostly, most of us. There's very few people who will stay rigid and say that uh, I want to live the way I used to live 80 years back. Right? There are those also. For example, my grandparents, um, they used to only bathe with mitti, Ganga ji ki mitti. They have never applied soap to their bodies because Calcutta Ganga, they, as long as they could every day 4 a.m. go to the Ganga, they would go bathe in the Ganga, put the mitti in the body and bathe in the Ganga, and then do their Surya Namaskar and all of that. When they were old enough that they can't every day go to the Ganga, then they were like, they will sit under a tap directly and just wet themselves. that was how they will bath, and they will not still not apply soap. They never applied soap in their entire life. I mean, soaps had come. We all used to use soaps. And so even if they come to Chennai, to my mom's house, uh, this big mitti ka box we'll have. Mitti has to be used for them. And then we may complain, oh, the place is getting dirty, the drains are getting blocked, because in a building it's not like, you can't keep using mitti all the time. So all that was there. But they stuck to what they wanted. They never changed. They will get up at 4 a.m. They will do their pranayam. They will do their surajikara. They will do the, prayer before they eat. They will do the prayer after they finish eating. They will, wash their plate, and they won't eat if anybody else cooks except the people in the house. I mean, they won't eat if the servant cooks or if anybody else cooks. They will never eat outside food. Uh, when I look at their lives, I feel they were quite developed because they died without eating any medicine at 85. They knew way more than what we know. For anything, my grandmother used to have a treatment home remedy. They would, if stomach is paining, they will give ajwain ka pani and kapoor ka pani, and it will all be ready. Everything will be at home. The home was like a remedy place. They were all, and yeah, my grandmother was like a natural healer. She used to do stuff like, if जैसे आँख में कुछ गिर गया, she had the knack of, through her tongue, she would roll her tongue into the person's eyes and remove that thing that has fallen into the eyes. And I've heard these stories. I mean, sometimes I've seen, sometimes I've not. Then, if there is a sprain in the leg, she knew how to put a cloth around it, and then she would rotate that cloth with a balan. She would do something with the balan and that cloth, and that sprain will go away instantaneously. Then if somebody is having this something called, they used to say dharan khasakya. I've seen a couple of these things as a kid. They will roll the person in a blanket from here to there, like a kid. For children, for us, it used to be funny. We like my brother and another brother, and I lied on it, rolling in the blanket. But something will get better. So I wish I had all that wisdom, but honestly, I don't have all of that, and I can't do all of that either. But she had. I definitely attribute some part of my being into healing to, to a large extent, to my grandmother being who she was, my father's mother. Okay. Now, some may call it rigidity, and some may call it principles. Some may call it they never changed. They didn't want to change. Itna sid acha nahi hota hai. Whatever you may call it, but they were very firm. They were very firm that we are not going to change this. This is the time you have to sleep. This is the time you have to wake up. And they were very strict about those things. What was the power of that? The power of that was that they had the capacity to, like saints have, that you can, if you curse, that curse will become the truth. And if you give a boon, that boon will also get, blessing will also realize. Because that was the power of their way of life. So what's the good part of that and the bad part of that? Everything has a pro and con. My father was born in a hospital. Other children of my grandmother were born at home. And in her mind, being born in a hospital itself was not a good thing. Okay. So she always attributed my father's rebellious attitude to being born in a hospital. And my father was the youngest of all the 7 alive brothers and sisters. I don't know how many died. So she all, if anything my father does which is not so great, she would always say, "Ye hospital mein brother." Isliye yes, sir.
That's like really funny.
And then my father, because he heard all of this so much that, oh, he's different from everybody. So he used to be the most notorious boy in his whole sibling clan. And he was very short tempered because he was never accepted for who he was. They never accepted him for who he was. They always kept criticizing because of that bias, of that thought that, oh, he was born in a hospital, so he's not a very good child. Labeled for life. So all my notorious and naughty and fun-loving and rebellious tricks, I think I got from my father, which I'm so grateful for. I'm not at all unhappy about it. I love my father. So as much as I love my grandmother, I love my father also equally. And I now later in life, I can see it from a very fun perspective. क्यों अच्छा ऐसा होता था. One day, me and my brother will sit and have discussions. कि पर वो अच्छा है ना यार, मिट्टी से रोज नहाना. इनको कभी वैक्सिंग नहीं कराना पड़ा. कितना पैसा बचता. अभी हम लोग मुल्तानी मिट्टी खरीद के लेके आते हैं फेस मास्क बनाने के लिए. So then my brother is very scientific, logical. So he'll give me कि नहीं सही है ना, चेंज तो करना ही होगा ना. अब बिल्डिंग में छोटे छोटे हमारे ड्रेनेज पाइप्स है, उसमें अगर हम रोज मिट्टी डालेंगे तो हमारा ही ब्लॉक नहीं होगा, पूरे बिल्डिंग का सब ब्लॉक हो जाएगा. तो बोले ऐसे सब पॉसिबल नहीं होता है. वी हैव टू चेंज विद टाइम्स एंड चेंज इज एसेंशियल. नाउ change is essential. I know for a fact. What change is essential? That nobody knows. Which change is essential? Nobody knows. We all know change is essential. So, so yesterday I was having a conversation with someone that, so if there is a place, for example, a Vipassana, which has strict rules and regulations, very strict rules and regulations. You have to wake up in the morning 4 a.m. till 9:30 you have to go to bed. And 4 a.m. till 9:30 so much of meditation and this and that. And food is only vegetarian and this, that. There are a lot of rules in Vipassana. And very, very strict rules. So what do these rules do to the thousands of people who go to Vipassana? For those 10 days of Vipassana, 11 days actually, 10 days of silence, mourn, and following that strict discipline, you see another way of life. You realize things about you. You go internal because you're silent for 10 days. You're not talking to anybody. There is no chanting. There is no yoga. There is nothing that you're doing outside. Well, no laptop, no writing, no drawing, no painting, You don't have a phone, you don't have a laptop, nothing. You're not supposed to even keep a pen and a book. You're not supposed to read, you're not supposed to write, you're not supposed to do anything but what they tell you to do. So you can call it like a prison, but there are so many big people, CEOs of companies, and who will go to Vipassana, and then after 10 days when they come out, they'll say, we make better decisions now. We have suddenly become more calmer. We have suddenly started looking at life from a different perspective. Can everybody lead a life like how we do in Vipassana? Not possible. For me, though, it's impossible. First time I went to Vipassana, I came out like, oh my God, I'm never going to go here again.
I've been
Horrible.
there once also.
Yeah,
I've been there once.
I went twice.
And it was a difficult experience because my friends are all into it for years. They
Yeah,
do 25 days and they do 10 days and all that.
it's
So they
crazy.
and I felt, like even one meal was not acceptable. They don't give you a second meal.
Yeah,
I mean, I said, I'm hungry, so how can I think straight? But my mind can be stable, I'm only thinking of food all the time. So, like after 5 o'clock, they don't give you anything.
I know. 5 o'clock is just moody chana. I like that moody chana though.
Yeah. I,
Food, for me, food was never an issue because I'm anyways used to eating vegetarian food and only simple food, and that's
but
my way of
normally,
life.
how my mindset was like, if I'm not getting another meal, I would just grab it and fill my thali twice, for lunch. And because the first day they were told, like the lunch after this is only 5 o'clock meal.
Yeah,
And my mind, I just observed and I said, how horrible can I be? I'm just being greedy. I am just eating more than what is required because I may not get the next meal.
yeah, but that is the thing,
Absolutely.
right? When you're in a Vipassana, you get to see your own behavioral
Absolutely.
patterns. You get to
Absolutely.
see how you think because you're
Absolutely.
silent. You don't get to talk for 10 days. Oh my God, like for me, every day morning at the breakfast at 6:30, 7 o'clock, 6:30 to 7:30,
Yeah.
yeah, 7:30.
Yeah.
I used to
Yeah.
just sit quietly and I used to reflect on my entire previous day and that,
Yeah.
what have I been thinking and how much I'm missing people outside. And my biggest gratitude was the people who are listening. I get to talk. Oh my God, if I don't talk, I feel like I
So
can't live.
things opened up for me when I was 5 years old, which was stored memory. And when they talk about Chitta, I didn't understand. But then I understood that whatever is stored in. So I just saw something when I was
Some
5 years old.
reflections. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was only 5 years old and I thought the memory is erased and it's gone forever. But my mother had said something on my birthday. I wanted a particular, very precisely, very clearly I could see. And I wanted a dress at the 5 years age, a pink party dress. And my mom said no. And I could carry that memory forever and ever, like I went there when
Yeah,
I was 50 plus. 5 years
exactly.
old, it still was inside my mind,
Just imagine.
Yeah, yeah.
So when
And
we
then
are silent and doing the practices that they ask us to do, we can actually retrieve that lost essence of us by just being a witness. That's what Vipassana, right? Be a witness, be a witness, be a witness, be a witness, and everything is impermanent. But that, of course, the concept is brilliant. It's brilliant. Like when I went first time, on the fifth or sixth day, I guess. Suddenly, blood just came out of my mouth, like just like that. And I'm so scared, like, what's this, like, blood flowing out of my mouth, just like that. Where is it coming from? From my, the front four teeth. It just bled. Until then, I had no teeth issues or anything. My teeth were all intact and all good. And then I didn't even know why. And then you're not supposed to talk. You're just supposed to sit there and quietly that blood. You just swallow that blood over. Then I was waiting that in the night when I talk to the person, the teachers, I'll ask them what just happened. After some time, of course, the blood got over. Everything is over and everything. And I didn't have any clue why why it happened. But when I went and asked the teacher that, okay, today this happened, she just said, but it got over, right? I said, yeah, but then what? So she's like, "Nahi, sab anitya hai." Sab anitya hai means everything is impermanent. So
That's
everything
the
is temporary.
punchline, yeah.
Yeah, that's a one line. And at that time I was so angry. I was so angry. Like, how can you do this? Like, I was bleeding. How can you be so in my head? I'm doing because you can't talk. Then one day I was feeling a strain on my back, and I was like, oh God, I need a back rest. I can't be sitting 10 hours in a day without a back rest. But I went and asked, they said, in the night again, only there's half an hour when you can go and ask very in whispers anything. So I asked, can I get a back rest? They said, do you have a back problem? I said, no. Is the back paining constantly all through the day? No. Okay. Do you have any diabetes or any? I said, no. Then no back rest. It almost felt like, oh, I should have had some spondylitis or something. I would have got a back rest. You know how the mind works. So Vipassana was interesting, incredibly interesting for me because it was new and I had so many thoughts and so much rebel. The rebel in me was like, I'm like, I can kill these people. Why are they so controlling? But after 2.5 years, I went again by choice. This time it wasn't. First time it was curiosity and I'm depressed and I need to just get out of everything and I just need to be peaceful with myself. And so just let me go. I don't want to talk to anybody. I was not in a very great space. So I went there. First time I went like that. But second time, by then I'd done a lot of work on myself. A lot of healing, self-healing and everything. And I'd learned a lot of new things. And then second time by choice when I went, it was a very different experience for me. On the 11th day when they said, now you can talk, I did talk. But the morning before we started talking, I felt that I can go on another 10 days like this. I had no strain in my back. I had nothing, no pain, no discomfort, nothing actually. For me, that was progress. That was development. I was like, wow, I have really changed from inside. That the same 10 days, 2 years before was like a punishment for me. And now this 10 days is just like, I can just do it. It was neither a punishment, it was neither nothing. It was just fine. I was just fine. I was just okay with everything. And that was so brilliant for me. Looking at myself and the development, internal development in the 2.5 years, that my body had zero pain. Sitting 10 hours without a backrest, and 2.5 years later. And after that, I used to like when I used to do therapies for people, I would just be sitting like this in a straight posture. For hours, I could sit without any rest. People will be like, are you comfortable? Yeah, I'm very comfortable. So, then I thought every year, at least once, I must go to Vipassana. However, of course, after 2019 January, I haven't gone lockdown and all this stuff, everything. So I haven't yet got a chance to go. I will go sooner or later, whenever possible. I love that, uh, what they do to you. It when you let go of all your points of view, and when you can actually gather the essence of Vipassana. There are so many people I met after that, from the time I left Vipassana Center to my house from Nashik, and the cab driver and this and that. I was talking to everybody about it. They were like, oh my God, that must be something everyone must experience. I was, yeah, everyone must experience once, at least once in a lifetime. you must go and do a Vipassana. 10 days. 10 days of silence and going inward, and that strict discipline, and that strict uh, environment. A lot of things, first time, honestly, it might be very, very uncomfortable. But if you really, really work on yourself and take it as not like oh, I'm drinking a kadha, but that, oh, it's a medicine, you know, it's a medicine for me. It's a very different experience. So what I realized is strict discipline and vegetarian food and that sattvic ahar, sattvic vichar, and all sattvic. That's the Bhagavad Gita. I've read all that in the childhood. Sattvic, Rajsi, Tamsi. So if you read upon it, you'll know. I think it's a 16th chapter talks elaborately about it. So because I have read all that since childhood, so I had a clue about everything, about what he's talking, and what I realized is I love to listen and I love to talk. For me, that is food for my soul. Because in the entire day, 7 to 7:45 in the evening, Mr. Goenka's lecture, discourse is displayed on a projector, and everybody sits and listens quietly. Of course, it's still mom, it's still silence. But then those words were so empowering, they were so beautiful for me, that my entire day I would just wait, okay, 7 to 7:45, I want to listen to this man speaking. And yeah, and just for that I went again. I can buy the DVD and watch it, but then no, I wanted to go and experience that same thing again. And it was beautiful next time. Saying this is, if I look at development, I'm giving you an example which I did day before yesterday when I was sitting at hidden analysis. So I was thinking of two parts of me, my own self. The part of me which is like obsessively talkative, talking all the time, wants to, flaunt, wants to, the, the, if I have to say OCD of compulsive sharing, which I had like for a very, I still have to some degree. I can control it, but I haven't. Compulsively, I have to share with everybody what I did. I did this. Okay, cool. So this, I kept it in this palm. That's an NLP activity, a tool of neuro-linguistic programming, if anybody doesn't. It's called part integration. So I kept this here. And then here I kept this, this wise and mature and well-behaved me. Okay. So it's like, okay, fine. Looking at it very objectively. Anyone can do, looking at two parts of yourself, the two polarities. So when I was looking at it, I immediately, because I've done so much self-work, that I can immediately switch to metaphors instead of stories. Okay. I knew what I'm working for, and I was looking at those things. So here I saw, what, I forgot the words that I saw. But later on I saw, these wood. I saw wood here. And here I saw this black, like a charcoal. Okay. Now, metaphorically, it is, I used to always sing that song of, what's that song? कोयला काला है, चट्टानों ने पाला है, अंदर काला, बाहर काला, पर सच्चा है साला. That's a song of this movie. I forgot the movie, whatever. Anyway, so I love that song. Okay, I just love that song. It's always koila kala hai chattano ne pala. Andar kala, bahar kala, par sacha hai sal. So I used to love that song. Okay, so I was seeing that kind of a image that it is. I compulsively share everything, but I'm just being very transparent. I'm just honest. Okay, so it's looked like that. Here I saw this wood becoming, later on I was saying I recognize this, and it was becoming these jenga blocks. Okay, so jenga blocks ban here. Okay, fine. This wood is, I'm recognizing this and I'm having a conversation. This slowly, gradually converted into a diamond, charcoal to a diamond. Okay, it has become a diamond. Here, these blocks, what can we do with these blocks? We can create intricate, different designs. Sometimes I can make a building out of it. Sometimes I can just make a bridge out of it. Sometimes I can do some flowery design with the blocks. In a set of parameters, I can create something from this. Okay. So this brings the gift of breaking and rebuilding. This cannot be broken. This has changed, metamorphosized. Right? A caterpillar which is turned into a butterfly cannot change back to a caterpillar. A coal which has become a diamond cannot become a coal again. Okay. And this is artificial. The wood is cut into pieces. It is made into small blocks. And then with those blocks you can build, rebuild, break, open again. It will also not go back to being the raw wood it was. But it helps in building your creativity and making new designs out of whatever it is. So then I was looking at, oh, can we merge these two? Can't merge. A wood and a diamond cannot merge. Usually when I do part integration, for example, if I see something here and something here, when I merge, something else will show up. For example, once it was Shiva and Krishna, so Bansuri and drum. And then when I merged it, I saw Saraswati Kavina. Okay, so it's beautiful, part integration. I love part integration, and you get to know about you so much, and you get to know that, okay, how when I merge my own inner polarities, what comes up. So when I did this activity, this was the first ever time over there I saw that, oh, this and this cannot merge, because this has converted itself into its highest best. So whatever was that OCD, autism, etc., ADHD, whatever I had as a child, mental, whatever disability, I converted into its highest best by the work that I've done on myself. This cannot go back to what it was ever. And at the same time, it contains its own essence intact. Only thing, it has grilled and it has been in the mines, and like just a raw gold converting into its purest form. And then this is also a form. This is also development. Being what people want you to be. It is artificial, but it is development. Okay. So this is what people want me to be. This is who I am. These two cannot merge.
And then can I say something? Between the two that you explained, I saw one
Sorry.
has your
Uh,
crystalline heart. I mean, between the two that you're explaining, the two polarities, between the two polarities that you're talking about, I see one has your wholesome crystalline heart, and the other one is the mind, which creates and uncreates all the time.
yes. Yeah. Build and rebuild. Uh,
Yeah.
you can keep building it, keep changing it, keep building it, keep changing it. But this is unchangeable. This cannot change. Okay. So the unchangeable and the changeable These two cannot merge. There are no same properties here. They are two different things. So this is, I kept on thinking, oh my God, how can I merge the two? How can this and this become one? But I didn't yet find a way. I don't know when I find one, I'll let you know. But uh, it's brilliant to reflect. It's brilliant to see yourself, see your um, day-to-day behavior, and identify what you're doing, and look at it from a very neutral perspective. And I am in awe of these tools that I've learned, and so many things I've learned, right? Shamanism, NLP, family constellation, radical healing, soul's temple, access bars, access body processes, mantra healing, and what not. Itna I have invested myself, money, time, everything into just this once, this growth spree, I would say. It's just on and on, never unstoppably on. I still want to learn sound healing, the Tibetan sound bowl. I still have, a couple of things that I want to learn yet. So then I was talking to this boy over there who's 30-year-old. He's like, I still haven't found my inner calling. I said, yes, the inner calling is that, you know, that no matter where you are, you can wake up and just do that over and over again. And that can be anything. It can be really anything. It doesn't matter. So this, I know it's my inner calling, and I can do this like over and over and over again. I can go on learning all my life. I can go on talking about it obsessively without being worried about why am I again becoming obsessive. Because for me, this obsession for me is fine. It's absolutely okay. I have made peace with that. So this is that I realized when I was reading APJ Kalam's book, My Journey. Scientists are obsessed, isn't it? They put their heads into one experiment and they can go on for 100 years with that. They have to find out that thing that they wanted to find out of that whole experience of, research and laboratories and chemicals and science and this and that. They are no different from healers or therapists. They are doing their research, extensive research on some object or some particular thing, vaccines and this and that. Like about the COVID vaccine, I heard the research has started 20 years before of the COVID vaccine. A doctor was talking. I was listening to a doctor talking. She said this COVID thing was prevalent 20 years before in a very, 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 very small degree, and the research had begun then, and so we have the vaccine now. Otherwise, you can't get a vaccine in 1 year. Okay. So the brilliance of these people is also way beyond our imagination. They have immersed their lives into that science and finding and research and everything. So that's what a scientist is. Now, when you become a scientist of your own body and of your own life, and when you look at your life as a laboratory, and when you look yourself as a lab rat, and you be your own scientist and you do your own research, that is self-discovery, isn't it? So, getting into your core and finding out who am I, what am I, why am I, where am I, how am I, everything. And when you do so much of work on your I, suddenly you realize there is no I. Because everything that I am, I'm made up of something about my grandmother, my father, my mother, my uncle, my teacher, my my ex-husband, or this and my children. These people who are listening to me, the people who have taught me. I'm a blend of everything, right? I'm not. There is nothing that is just mine. What is mine? that diamond. That is mine. But all the rest is this. And this exists. This is a part of me. And this is also part of me. And both cannot merge, but they are still there. They will coexist. Right? They will walk parallel. You cannot change that. And you cannot discount that. You cannot remove that part. Neither this nor that. It is just equally a part of you. The internal and the external development. I didn't even know that I'm going to talk about this today. I woke up at 6:25. I was like, oh God, I've come back home and out of nature and I'm not able to get up and I'm having 1,000 dreams and I didn't put my alarm and it's 6:25. I didn't even have my bath. And that so many things in my head in the morning when I woke up. Now that is obsessive thinking. And then I was like, okay, fine, just wash your face and get up and go do your work. It's okay if you didn't have bath one day. You don't have to be this critical parent shooting guns. क्यों आज मैं नहाई नहीं? So I just washed my face and I came up here. And I was like, okay, I'm not even fresh. What am I going to talk? This is how the mind works. And the mind will go on and on for all of us. It's not going to change. So if they say, oh, meditation is a process to become thoughtless, sorry, not happening. That's going against the natural flow. You can't go against the natural flow. Natural work of the mind is to think. It will think. You can only become a witness, like how Vipassana said. You can be a witness. And all thoughts are fleeting. All emotions are fleeting. We make them permanent. We want them to be permanent. It can't be permanent. It cannot be permanent. No matter how hard you try, you can't always be in love. You can't always be joyful. You can't always be in that ecstatic feeling. You can't always be anything actually. There will be these moment to moment changes, moment to moment, this, flipping and fickle.
So that's what they say, no? That the mind is like an ocean. So there are waves which come, and then it's not. I mean, the waves that come and go, and that is what is the beauty of that ocean. That's what people go there for. If it is completely calm, who would who would even witness that?
Yeah,
That's the
but the
beauty of the
ocean
world.
bed, right, is very still.
Yes.
It's the calmest thing ever.
Yeah.
The surface is like that,
Yeah.
isn't
Yeah.
it?
That's what it is. Yeah.
So I also learned about the oneness from there, from that Vipassana trip. I mean, I started because there was nobody around to talk to. I started talking to the plants, to every insect that was there. Even a
Yeah,
cockroach I saw, I said no. So then that's how the prayer sounds so good, sending that to Tera Mangal, to every living being,
yes,
because we're all one.
yeah.
That oneness thing, I really understood over there.
Yeah,
And
and there is a brilliance in everything.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
will I tell people go do 100 times Vipassana? I won't say. Because if you do too much of anything is bad. So too much of actually anything is too bad. So yeah, that it's an experience, that's all. I look at it as a very beautiful experience. That's also one way of working with yourself. One way of looking inwards, one way of paying attention inwards, completely inwards. And it's beautiful. It's very beautiful. So these are, you know, these are ways of development. Now we have a mobile phone, we have laptop, I can talk to so many people. This wisdom reaches out to so many people. I cannot discount this. That, oh, we don't need all this. Actually, we don't need. If I have to be very brutally honest, we don't need all this. Everybody has their own innate wisdom. I don't need to preach anything to anyone. Okay. Everybody, in fact, until each person looks inward and develops like from that, raw form to the highest form. there is no progress that ultimately everybody has to do. Um, can these conversations help? Maybe a little bit, but not really much. Can Soul's Temple help? Help, yes, a lot. A lot. Because Soul's Temple is one way where you can completely go inward into every cell of your body and find out what's going on in the cells of your body. And that's the reason I just so love Soul's Temple. I just so love Soul's Temple because it brings in the essence of all the things that I know into a very simple format. Very, very simple. This is my Soul's Temple. The emotion is my Soul's Temple. You know, it is, we realize it is impermanent. Oh, I did, this is my Soul's Temple and it changed. I'm not holding on to it anymore. My need for holding on to it, it's not there. I let it go. So Soul's Temple is, in a way, crux of a lot of other healing and everything. And that is precisely what is required for people to take away in practice. Not what I'm talking about. That's my obsession to talk. I need people to listen to me. So I'm just satisfying my being, uh, to that I'm doing something nice. Okay, cool. It's not really anything great, honestly. It's if everything that I've done, if that makes you look inward and if that makes you know you, then maybe I did something fine. Fair enough, not like good or excellent. And if it's just like an entertainment every day, like how we go to pravachans, like I went to so many in my childhood, gaye, sun liye, and then left. Yet, I must attribute that to like that many pravachans that I heard with my mother when I used to go as a kid. That those stories and this and that did put me into questioning about a lot of things. So they did, you know, they did provoke some thoughts inside me. They did provoke a part of me which was at unrest to work to be at rest. Right? So that is just that is that their role, nothing else, nothing more, nothing less. Unless I worked from that unrest to this rest and relaxed space, nothing would have happened. All books, all theories, all concepts are in vain. Nobody can help me. Not even God. If God comes in the form of a human being and talks to me also, I may not recognize if I'm at so much unrest and unease. You know? So that's what it is. Nobody can help you. Nobody could help me. I help myself. And that is why I am the creator of my life. You are the creator of your life. And all that you can do is, all the thoughts that these conversations provoke, go inward and see, okay, what does this bring up for you? What does this mean to you, or what is meaningless about this conversation, which is irrelevant and which is not relevant to your life? And only take that which works for you and work on that one small thing that you take away. You know? Because analyzing me and my life is anyways not going to do any good to you. You and your life and your journey is important. Because as long as we are still looking at somebody who's talking as the source of our whatever, we are still outward. We're still looking outward. We're still looking for some answers from someone who will give me answers. Actually, nobody can. Nobody has the answers to your life. Only you have the answers to your life. And you have to go inward. You have to get inside of you and find out, who am I? we read these religious books and spiritual books, and we read, oh, Vivekananda asked, who am I, to Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, and then rest is history. But is it that simple? I wish it were. You have to unmute it. Kiran, you're saying something?
I'm saying it takes, life to know who am I, It's as simple as saying who am I.
Yeah.
But then, okay, saying I'm consciousness, everything is consciousness. We're reading a book at the moment called I Am That
Huh.
by Nisargadatta Maharaj.
Oh, I am that. Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
it's a beautiful book. It's a beautiful book. So initially I thought it was too high for me, but now I'm understanding that mind is separate and you are separate.
Yeah.
So it's a deep study, very deep study about your inner self. The COVID, the pandemic environment has given us so much space to be inside.
Absolutely. It
So
is a gift of the corona that
yeah,
we all have actually, we are also concerned about the external, and we are also going internal more and more. It's very different. It's a shift in consciousness, that shift 2021, 2021, everybody was saying. It came in a very different form. So yeah.
I have gratitude to my friends who are conducting these classes and helping us to know who I am. How
Yeah.
much effort every day is put in. Okay, the same repetition, same repetition. And I said, no, but this is popping up. This is the mind. You start to acknowledge that mind is different, Mind is creating, like I said, the creating and uncreating all the time.
The Jenga blocks.
Yeah, yeah. But whatever still is your pure heart inside, and that is you.
And that is the diamond that you are.
Beautiful, beautiful. Reaffirming everything I'm learning. So your class is like reaffirming for me.
Yeah.
That was, yeah, just a reminder. Thank you.
So yeah, that's about it. So for me today, we are going to do only one very simple 3 statements. Nothing more, nothing less. Um, my journey to self-discovery is my soul's temple. We're going to do 21 times. Okay. And then we'll end after 3 statements, we'll end the day. My journey to self-discovery is my soul's temple. 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 My journey of 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 self-discovery is my soul's temple. My gratitude to the co-creators of my journey is my soul's temple. Acknowledging and being grateful for the co-creators of my journey is my soul's temple. Acknowledging and being grateful for the co-creators of my journey is my soul's temple. Acknowledging and being grateful for the co-creators of my journey is my soul's temple. Acknowledging and being grateful for the co-creators of my journey is my soul's temple. Acknowledging and being grateful for the co-creators of my journey is my soul's temple. Acknowledging and being grateful for the co-creators of my journey is my soul's temple. Acknowledging and being grateful for the co-creators of my journey is my soul's temple. Acknowledging and being grateful for the co-creators of my journey is my soul's temple. Acknowledging and being grateful for the co-creators of my journey is my soul's temple. Acknowledging and being grateful for the co-creators of my journey is my soul's temple. Remaining aligned to the Supreme Divine Creator and my highest consciousness. Alongside this journey is my soul state. Remaining aligned to the Supreme Divine Creator and my highest consciousness. Alongside this journey is my soul state. Remaining aligned to the Supreme Divine Creator and my highest consciousness. Alongside this journey is my soul state. Remaining aligned to the Supreme Divine Creator and my highest consciousness. Alongside this journey is my soul state. Remaining aligned to the Supreme Divine Creator and my highest consciousness. Alongside this journey is my soul state. Remaining aligned to the Supreme Divine Creator and my highest consciousness. Alongside this journey is my soul state. Remaining aligned to the Supreme Divine Creator and my highest consciousness. Alongside this journey is my soul state. Remaining aligned to the Supreme Divine Creator and my highest consciousness. Alongside this journey is my soul state. Remaining aligned to the Supreme Divine Creator and my highest consciousness. Alongside this journey is my soul state. Remaining aligned to the Supreme Divine Creator and my highest consciousness. Alongside this journey is my soul state. Remaining aligned to the Supreme Divine Creator and my highest consciousness. Alongside this journey is my soul state. So every day make it a practice of when you wake up, just 1 minute of silence and you know, scanning from head to toe of your body and just notice what's happening in your body. Simple, very simple, just for 1 minute. Just be silent as soon as you wake up. From head to toe, scan your body. What are your, what's going on in your body. And then begin your day. And then, putting your face on your eyes like this. First looking at your palms and then putting your face on your eyes. It's a great practice. I mean, of course, there are mantras and everything that I used to do as a kid, which my mother taught me. When you're placing your hands like this every day morning, first you touch the ground and then you keep your hands like this and then you do this. There was so much brilliance in the ancient ways of life. So much brilliance, which we have no idea about. We've completely destroyed. But thankfully, I have parents and grandparents who taught me quite a bit. And I'm very, very fortunate for that I'm born, or maybe I chose to be born in a family like this. So yeah, I am the creator of my life. So yes, I did make a choice here. So yeah, this is a very simple touching the ground with your hands like this. And then looking at your palms. Just looking at your palms and then placing your palms. A very simple activity. If you just like take out 2-3 minutes as soon as you wake up, you will see the difference. I don't want to talk about it. You will know what it is. Scanning your entire body for a minute and then it completely will set the tone of your day. So try practicing it for 3 days and share your experience from tomorrow. Okay. Thank you very much. I'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you so much, Vandana. God bless you.
Thank you. God bless you.